Welcome to Tuesdays with Dr. Traci. Tuesdays with Dr. Traci. Okay, so this week we're going to be telling funny stories. So I thought I would share some funny stories with you all. And again, you can drop by in person and you can get in and share a couple of funny stories. Or you can pop in online. We still have Michael Harriet's book to give out, Black AF History. So if you pop on live with us, not just do the live stream, but actually hit that button and join us so we can see your face. Michaela will be seeing your lovely face and the rest of those watching. So please feel free to pop on in from Instagram Live. And the first two people to pop on tonight will definitely get a free copy of Black AF History by Michael Harriet. It is a best-selling book right now, so you definitely want to catch that. And we always welcome you to come into San Jose any time of the day, okay? We would love to see your beautiful face. I thought it would be a great idea to share some funny stories. A cheerful heart is good medicine, right? Sometimes we just need to laugh and just release some stress from the day or from the week or from life period. But I also learned that laughing at yourself is a good thing, right? So I've learned to laugh at myself throughout my life. And I like to laugh, period. I'm a giggler. I'm always giggling. I'm not the person you want to sit by if you're trying to be serious anywhere or you're trying to hold back your laugh, because often I cannot handle it. And I will definitely get tickled. So yes, please feel free to drop on by and sharing this storytelling, funny storytelling about yourself or someone else, so long as you're not telling anyone else's business, Okay. Yes, and hopefully we'll have a couple of people to join in live from here in San Copeland to share a funny story or two. We would love to hear it. Hi, Kasam. Are you going to share a funny story this evening? Not a maybe? You're thinking about it?
I thought that was for the...
This is live now. You want to come around and say hi? Because I was like, absolutely not. He's the man behind the scenes and always he's implementing these new lights that give nice lighting, the red, the blue. They flicker to all different colors. But anyways, we're going to get into some storytelling tonight. So I figured I'd start off from some funny childhood stories. All right. I don't know. It's just my life. I always seem to find myself in peculiar situations. So I can tell you, when I was young, I don't know, maybe around, I'm going to say it had to be around 10 or so. I don't know. But I can tell you, I was in my neighborhood. We were in the alley playing as we normally do. We were playing and fooling around, and then we were walking. But there was this dog. I don't know where this dog came from, whose yard, whose dog it was. I don't even remember. But I remember that there was an alley, and then there was a street, and then there was the other alley. These alleys were really wide, okay? And most often in the neighborhood, kids played in the backyard, so they were in the alleys, right? So this dog spotted us, okay? Everything is going very quickly. The dog spotted us. We spotted the dog. And so we all start running. You're not supposed to run from the dog. So of course, as we ran, the dog was running. Now the dog probably seen kids. We don't know that the dog was coming to bite, or back then dogs would bite. You can wait around to see what the dog was going to decide to do. So if the dog was coming towards you, you were running. We were thinking of rabies and everything else. So we were like running, and we running. And I can remember, and I was a little chunky at certain aspects of my childhood. I was big. But I could run. So we running with the rest. I'm running with the rest of them. We running. And man, we just taking off. The dog, you can hear the dog, barking and coming for us. So we running. And it was about 5 or 6 of us, right? So we running. And then one of the gates to the yard was open to, matter of fact, a friend of mine's grandmother's yard. So we ran in their yard. and we running there. So everybody's jumping the fence, man. It was two like guys, I think two guys and three of us girls. And the first two they jumped over like shoot, shoot. Some of the other two they jumped over, and then I jumped over. Man, I just knew I was like floating. I thought I was running so fast I couldn't even feel the ground. It was like I was flying. That's how fast I was running. Until I realized I was stuck on the fence. The fence had me by the back of the hands. My feet were not touching the ground. I was dangling from the fence. And of course, all of this is happening really fast, very quickly. And so after I realized that I'm stuck, okay, I see the dog because I'm like, because now I'm scared the dog gonna come and bite me. So the dog gets to where I am, where I'm in the yard dangling from the fence. The other kids can cut through and now they're back in the alley running. The dog gets to where I am and does this. I promise you. The dog looks at me, looks back forward, like looking at the kids, looks back at me, and the dog does like this and takes off running, chasing behind the other kids. Even the dog looked at me in shame. I was trying to get off the fence, my legs, because I was so tight, my pants, everything, because you dangling so they tight. I couldn't even get my legs up. They had to end up eventually coming back and getting me off the fence. Okay? Now the dog was wrong. The dog could have at least came over and been like, "Arr, arr, arr." So he didn't even have to fight you, but just at least made me feel good about being stuck. I mean, to look at me in shame, a dog to look at me in shame, that made me feel worse. And my friends had to come back and rescue me off the fence, which was not an easy task. Okay? So I'm trying to push up. They're trying to push me up. It was just a mess. Finally, they were able to get me off the fence, okay? And the fence was a nice size. The fence was probably about this high. So that means my feet probably had to be maybe this far from the ground. So you have to imagine how hilarious this was. And I did not live that. So that was one funny a story just from childhood, But I swore I cleared that fence. You all don't understand. I thought I was still running, but I was not running. My feet just weren't touching the ground. It was unbelievable. But that tells you how fast this situation was going down. And please feel free if you want to share a funny story, get on in here. You can. If you're here in San Cofre, you want to come up and share a story, you're more than welcome. How Mr. B? You gonna come and tell a funny story today?
No funny stories today.
Okay.
My life is a funny story.
All right. And we have Jonathan here too. You just let me know whenever you're ready, Jonathan. You still working, still practicing?
See.
Okay. Come on. We gotta get.
Where I get in?
Yeah, come on. We gotta get you.
On this side.
On that side.
Yes, Jonathan.
Get this chair.
So I'm gonna crouch.
Please don't sit down.
You need to sit down, director.
You gotta get the chair. Can we make sure we can see you?
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I want to make sure you up your Now I'm having to try to contain myself because you.
Get
We
a
just
tad
was
bit
talking
closer,
with
Yana.
St. Louis.
Yes,
You gotta talk like that, though.
I know, right? We have to represent now.
Any closer,
Can
you
you
be
see?
knocking your thing down.
You have Jonathan.
Whoa.
There we go.
Whoa.
Okay, good.
Wow. Okay.
Mike, you're okay.
So I just take the mic straight? Okay.
Oh, no, you want me to tell another one and give you a little time to warm up?
Nah,
You
tell
good?
us. Sorry.
You good. That's what you said. You synced. Okay. All right.
Funny story, right?
Yeah.
And I gotta talk to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
I just embarrassed myself.
Nah, that's cool. Funny story. And the funny story that you requested, I'll do that because I don't feel like taking that funny story. Okay. Alright, so it was one night. It was a Tuesday night, obviously, because it was the day before trash day. And so it was a normal night. Fairly decent weather. It was cold. So, I got some cans out. Got the big old bins, and in DC, you get the green bin for trash and the blue bin obviously for recycling. So I put all my trash away, and then I just get to start filling some of the trash out. So I get through a couple of the cans, and then I got to take it the next one. Me, I like to observe and stuff. This is an ironic thing. Once I continue with the story, I like to observe. So I was just looking around at my surroundings. Typically, because it's nighttime, I like to make sure, I'm in P's and Q's, because it's in the alleyway when you drop the trash cans off. So, just looking around. As I'm looking around, out of nowhere, my observance completely fails me, obviously, because I start to feel something kind of crawling on my forearm, this forearm right here, which is traumatized to this day. I still kind of feel it. So I feel something crawling. And that something started to have a little weight to it. Like, mind you, I'm telling you the story within, these are seconds, but I'm trying to stretch it out so you get the level of reaction that I had. So I'm feeling this thing kind of crawling. In my short sleeve shirt, so I'm feeling it on my forearm. And then finally, it just gets to resting. I don't even look down. I just fling my arm in this direction and start screaming, spinning around, running. And all I see is this little thing fly all the way to the opposite side of the alleyway. And it's this little rat just scurrying off. And bear in mind, most dumpsters and little trash bins in DC have all been chewed through because we have a rat problem. So all I could feel as I was screaming and shouting and praying I didn't have the plague was I could feel his little claws just resting right on my arm. And I just was losing my mind because I absolutely hate mice and vermin in general. I don't like them. I want them all gone. So I went in the house, screaming. Still.
So how you
I was like, Now, I do need to bring something into the picture though. The fact is that I live with the boss's daughter, so after a few minutes of me screaming and shouting, I kind of look up and I look at the upstairs area where she's at, and I'm just like, oh man. All the while, my hand is like this. The disgust is just too much for me. So I go downstairs, still holding the screams now. Now I'm holding it. I don't want to scream loud because I'm like, nah, you ain't no punk. Go ahead, just stop. It's just enough. I go downstairs. I wash my hands thoroughly, my arm, I should say, thoroughly, with some soap. And then I go over and I get some spray, the little, I'm dead serious, the little Windex. I start wiping with Windex. Then I give me the Mrs. Myers, the little geranium scented little all-purpose cleaner. Start cleaning it with that. And I still felt dirty. I still felt really dirty in this one forearm. So then I just went right round to my little washer, got me some bleach, and just started all on my arm, just wiping it all over and stuff. And then after the bleach, I just kind of thought, all right, I might be losing it if I go any further. But all I could feel after that was the weight and the claws. And I could feel it for probably about a week of me literally I could feel him still on my arm, even though he wasn't on my arm no more. That's how traumatized I was. So ever since then, I've been terrible and very inconsistent with taking the trash out now. Ever since then, I've been very much observant of that, and I've had close calls still. Now I kind of take it out from the front, where there's less holes, and then one time he kind of crawled out from the back, and I had to move real fast, and he just jumped like Super Mario, just jumped right down and under the car and stuff. So you just see them just pop out, every so often. It's like a jack in the box when you take the trash out in DC, because you don't know what's gonna pop out. It could be a rat, it could be a raccoon, it could be a person high on their mind. You just really never know. It could be anything. But for me, yeah, me and rats, yeah, nah,
That's not
now I'm
bubonic.
messed up. I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Thank you. See, this is why, one of the reasons why I come to Sankofa, because there are usually conversations like this with storytelling that are absolutely hilarious, or something else will happen, and we're usually laughing. And Jonathan has a serious funny bone. His funny bone is serious. He gets tickled, and he's like uncontrollable. So hear him tell this story and see him react. You see, I was tickled because, and when I first heard it, I was in stitches. That was one for the book. And I guess, born and raised in D.C., about the Red Cross. So everybody that has some type of run in at some point with the Red in D.C. And to hear how his was so close was unbelievable. I remember one time someone was saying that in this area, actually Northwest area, um, where they were staying, that they were eating some chips or something. They went to the bathroom and came back and stuck their hand in the bag of chips. And the red. I would have been done, okay? That would have been it. I would have checked myself in, okay? Because that would have been over. That would have been a wrap for me. So I appreciate Jonathan telling the story. And by the way, this was a gift to me from my cousin. Isn't this cute? I love this, and it's one of those to keep your drinks hot or cold. This is a tumbler. I have some apple juice in here now.
You sure? You sure that's what's in here?
I'm sure. Look, I don't know, because if I had anything else in here, I'm scared of the type of stories I might end up telling. So, no, it's actually apple juice. And look, and I definitely have that apple juice in it, because look what's on the other side, the Bible verses. That was trying to give me a whole lot of trouble. And it has anointed on there. You see Dr. T on the front.
Jesus turned water into wine.
Yes, amen. So if it was wine, it'd be all right. Especially sangrias. I love a good sangria. But this is cute. Yes, that divine. Yes. The divine vine, I like to call it. I'm all right with that. And he saved the best for last, too. So I'm okay with that. Since we're talking about animals and living in D.C., clearly, it's a thing. So, living uptown, near, Rock Creek stretches far. And in some parts of Rock Creek, they have foxes, from my understanding. But whenever I'm out walking, you usually see people with dogs, but in that dogs, you also see people with, not people with animals, but you also see animals like deer and things are out moving around. So you can see anything. You might see a snake. It's because it's the park, and it's a very huge park. So one day I was out walking, getting my morning walk, and I was doing good. I was just walking along. And most time I'm either listening to my impulse, or I'm just, meditating and praying, doing something, just in deep thoughts. I'm walking. It was good. I was really good. I'm probably at this point, I hit probably about 2 miles. So I'm feeling good. I'm great. And then all of a sudden I started hearing I was like, oh snap. I was like, something is behind me. And it sounds pretty close. I was like, oh no. So I was like, I'm scared to turn around. So, I was like, well, I don't want to slow down. So I hear it again. I was like, oh my God, it's an animal. I said it must be a dog or something. So I was like, well, I'm not going to run. And I told you about what happened when you run. Last time I ran and got stuck on the fence and all. So I'm like, I'm just going to speed up walk. I'm going to, pick up my pace. So as I picked up my pace, I was, Then I heard, I said, oh, snap, it's chasing me. Whatever it is, it's chasing me. So I tried to turn around real quick. And I couldn't like get a whole turn. I said, "Oh my God, it gotta be an animal. I can't even see it. It's surely not a person, right?" But I'm hearing the thing low, you know. And I said, "It was like," I said, "Oh snap!" I said, "I'm gonna have to turn around. I'm gonna have to turn around." So I was getting nervous. My heart, I know my blood pressure was really high because I think it's something that's like getting ready to, bite me. So I'm now fearful, and so I'm like, "Okay, just keep walking, keep walking, keep walking." So and it was like, okay, and I'm thinking to myself, like, when is my plan gonna be my plan? So I was like, I'm just gonna turn around and like, like scared. But I do this. I was like, I turn around like this, scared myself because nothing is there. Nothing is there. So I started walking and I heard again. I said, what the? Y'all, it was my thighs rubbing. It was the material I had on. It was a textured material that I was walking in for the sweatsuit for the day. And it was my thighs rubbing together, making that noise, which is why I kept hearing it and why I was right there with me and why I was about ready to lose my mind. Right in the middle of the street. I'm on the main street and I'm literally turning, jumped around, screaming to the top of my lungs. People probably thought I was insane. So that was one of the stories that I had also. That was just walking in DC. Did you all want to share a funny story? No. watching ML run is hilarious. That is a funny story within itself. Bird. Okay, I promise you. These stories usually, when I sit back and laugh at them or laugh at my laugh at myself, it really helps get me through some difficult times. And speaking of which, I can remember when my grandfather passed away, which wasn't a funny time, right? But so where things started going down when we were at the gravesite. Everything is gone.
Oh, we got a request to join.
Oh, you can request
Let's
to
see
join.
if she hop on. I'm sorry I missed it. Oh, she's doing it again. Are you there? Oh, yep. Oh no, yes. You requested.
Yes, come on. Who is that? Who is it?
I'm listening. Okay.
Who is it?
Are you still with?
Who is it? Is that Denalda?
Yes.
Hi, Denalda.
Hi, I'm listening walking down the street.
You should come on to Sankofa. But you should tell a funny story. You have plenty. You on there now.
Take me off.
I gotta figure out how.
You want to if you stay on, well, at least say hi to the people. So we can part of your joining was to be able to get a book as well.
Well, hello, everyone.
Well, you funny right now because you are wigging out.
I'm gonna remove you. Thank you.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
I'm listening.
Thank you for listening. That is hilarious. Oh God. Yes, for anyone else who would really like to join in purpose, please feel free to join in. Okay, so another funny story. The one what did I start saying?
When your grandfather passed away.
Oh, my granddad, yeah, passed away. But it, sad moment. But sometimes one of the ways I deal with grief or anything, especially things that take me by surprise, even if I'm not always okay with them, sometimes I laugh. It's how I process things. But this wasn't the case so much so. Sometimes I will try to find the funny in something because then that kind of distracts me. Well, everything had taken place. The service had taken place. We're at the gravesite. At the gravesite, and the funeral director, a B comes, a B. And I expect somebody to do this. This man get the fight to be and almost fall in the hole. Okay, then and we was like, and that was it. After that, I was done. I was bent over. whatever grief and pain I had at that moment, it was all gone. Because I laughed so hard at this man almost falling in the grave hole, fighting a bee. I was like, that's it, I'm done. We were all laughing. My cousin kind of grabbed me like this so I would calm, to try to calm me down, but it was a wrap. It was the tears that I had at that point was tears of laughter and joy. I was like, maybe that was granddad coming to bring some joy into the situation so we wouldn't be so sad. But that man tickled the heck out of me because that funeral director was like a second from being on top of my grandfather's casket in the ground. Okay? And so that was funny. I've told this story before, and I've even done it on my own, like when I just, recorded some funny stories of myself, but everybody hasn't heard them. So I was working at a church. I have a lot of funny stories about working at the church, but there was one time I went to the store, right, because I needed a snack and something to drink, my normal custom during the course of the day. You get to that point in the day, you just want a snack and something cold to drink. So I went to go get me some type of fruity drink, like a Snapple and some chips. So I did. I went to the thing and I said, oh, they got this new drink. It was so beautiful. I was like, wow, they have a lot of different flavors, selections, and they got some fancy colors with it too. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give me a couple of these, especially because they were new and they were very affordable. I was like, okay, and I got my chips and everything, and we were good. And so I get to the cash register, and the guy behind the cash register, he knew me. He was like, "Oh, so you getting this? This for you?" And I was like, "Yes, this is for me." And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "So you buying this?" I was like, "Yes." He's like, "For yourself?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You all right now?" So now I'm looking at him, so I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, I need to get back up to the church because we was having it was a conference and everything going on. I was like, I need to go. He was like, okay. And so he was still seeming confused. And he was like, so as he was putting it in the bag, he said, "Do you know what you're buying?" I said, "Yes, I'm buying this new drink, MD 2020. I said, so I thought it was a new fruit juice that was good for your vision, could give you 2020 vision. And it had MD on it. So I was like, this must be some type of new, holistic thing. They always pushing something holistic and it's healthy, like currents help you see, something like that, right? So I was like, this is good. He said, "Tracy, this is Mad Dog 2020. It's an alcoholic beverage, okay? This is not a fruit drink. This is not Snapple." But I'm like, "Well, why y'all having them get a Snapple?" So I was getting ready to lick because the way usually when I'm thirsty like that, I swore it was a fruit drink. And it had the beautiful color. The drink was like a beautiful, it had like an aqua blue color, they got a red color, orange color, and it was, and I was like, oh my God, and I really thought it was something like MD 2020 vision. Like, who wouldn't think that? I mean, I'm not a drinker, right? So I was going, but they had them all over in the same place. Now they know they shouldn't have had them Mad Dog 2020s over there near the Snapples and things like that. And they had little fruit images on it. I was like, they're about to have me set up. So if he wasn't paying attention, I probably would have been over there at the church lit. I would have been lit at the conference and everything else if he had not stopped me. And I had two of them, two. And I probably would have said, this kind of sweet or so. I probably wouldn't even know bitter or something. Probably wouldn't have even realized at that moment that it was even an alcoholic beverage. And it's the one they call them, gut busters or something like that. So I would have been told. And it was cheap. When I say it was cheap, I mean the thing couldn't have been more than $3. Okay? So back then, anyway, when that happened. So that was another funny story. I don't know.
Why they call it 2020? What's the 2020 mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's going to have you messed up for 20 on 20 hours. I don't know. But all I know is Mad Dog 2020. And I can't even remember the percentage of alcohol that was in that thing. And I was just like, oh my God, I was about to be torn up. And just a couple of stories from the church. And it'll make you laugh. It was this lady that would come often, right? And she would drink. She would, a couple of them that would come through, drink alcohol. And the thing was, before I started working at the church, I used to sit outside of the church, okay? And I would talk to the people from the neighborhood, and some of them had, drug issues, or they had alcohol, they were alcoholics or whatever. But I just saw them as who they were, human beings, right? So I would often sit outside and have conversations with them and be out there laughing. Well, after a while, they start coming in more so, especially the ones that would sit outside with me. There was some that knew some of the people in the church, so they would go in, but not these folk there. So, anyways, she came in. She would come in and say hi to me and everything. So this particular day, she said she wanted me to pray for her, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, what do you want me to pray for you? She said, pray whatever you want. I just want prayer. I need prayer today. I said, okay. So we go to the altar and we pray. So I'm praying for her, that the Lord help her deliver her from her alcohol, doesn't take the taste out of her mouth, bless her, whatever. I just prayed and I was praying for her, kind of help her out. So about a day or two later, she came back. She said, let me tell you something. Now, let me describe her to you, okay? First of all, she's a beautiful woman. She was dark complexion, but she wore powders, okay? Powder, and the powder was all over the face too. And I believe some of this was foundation. It was about 40 shades lighter than what she was, okay? So this was her. She would have on sunshades. And she would be clean and dressed and everything, but she would have all these powders, like all down here, it's everywhere, all over the face. And she would have on her, wig and everything. She would be straight. She came back to me, she said, let me tell you something. Don't you ever pray for me again. I was like, what? I was like, well, I'm not gonna say her name, I was like, well, what happened? Like, why don't you want me to pray for you anymore? She said, girl, I went home and I had me some good liquor. Good liquor, I put in a cup. I don't waste no liquor. She said, I put my liquor in the cup and I couldn't even, she said, I went to go pick up the cup, my hand got shaking and I couldn't even drink it. She said, I kept trying to put it to my lips and it wouldn't go. She's like, man, she was like, don't you ever pray for me again. You prayed my liquor away from me. She said, I was so mad at you. She said, don't you pray for me again. I don't care when I come here. I don't even care if I ask you. You better not ever pray for me in my liquor. She said, because you created a problem. She said, now I ain't going to be able to drink for probably the rest of this week. Now my nerves going to be shot for the rest of the week because I can't even get a drink. She said, I was so messed up. My nerves, man, I couldn't even get a drink. She said, and you did this to me. She said, don't you ever pray for me. I was like, oh, okay, Miss Evelyn. I was like, I didn't say her name anyway. But it's like, bless her heart. Sorry, but she was funny. Look, she didn't hide anything. None of them really hid anything. Okay, they were very outspoken. When she came back, she was quite outspoken. And then she bust out laughing, but everybody started laughing because they was like, well, I guess prayer was. Yes. Oh, you got another? Jonathan, come back. You got enough. Jonathan has another story I can tell. Oh, no, he has a phone call. Oh, sorry. Well, no. Yes.
Do I have another story?
Yes.
Do I have another story?
You always have another story. Come on, Jonathan.
Do I have another story? It's funny.
That's funny.
It's funny.
We're trying to make people laugh a little bit tonight.
Yeah. The only one I could think of is funny to me, but it might be dark to y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Whatever, I'll shoot for it.
Okay.
So I was like 8 years old. I was in Ethiopia, where my folks were from. I was born here, so I don't know no better. I just watched a lot of cartoons as a kid, so I'm used to chickens and other little animals being chased around and abused and things like that. So, I was at my grandparents' crib, just to describe the place, it's like a compound, like a big old compound and stuff. There's like different things around. There's like big dogs that gotta be shacked up at night. And there's, all different types of animals. So me and the animals didn't get along for the most part. The only one I got along with was my grandfather's cat. He was a good cat. But all the other animals were dangerous. So, like for example, one time, I see some chickens, my grandma's chickens. So I'm about to chase the chickens because that's the chickens are scared. They're scared of catching the chicken. That's what we say here. So I'm running around chasing the chickens, chasing the chickens. They all white with a little red on red, little red thing on top. And then one of them come out. He look different, brown. He a little bit bigger. And he got like this long black tail. And I'm like, whatever. Chase you too. So I get to trying to chase him, and then next thing I knew, he just starts pulling up real fast, and I'm just like, oh. And then I just turn around. Before I even turn, I start feeling all these claws on me. This is the thing with me and claws, right? Claw here and a claw there. So he just started. I'm running, screaming. Everybody come outside and start laughing at me because they're like, look at this silly American just getting beat down by this rooster. So it turned into like a real Looney Tunes type of dynamic between us where I was like Elmer Fudd and this little rooster was just kept getting the best of me. Next time I tried to see him, I took one of my grandfather's fake rifles and stuff like that. I'm not scared. Same thing. I tossed the thing in there and he started biting and scratching and clawing at me and all that, just beating me down. So that was established between me and the rooster that I'm gonna be chased by that rooster. So then another time, it was closer to the holidays, and before I even go to the holidays part, so the dogs are dangerous, like dead serious, they're dangerous. So my grandfather had 2 dogs. He the only one that could deal with them. Nobody else, because they're gonna get bit. So the dogs got a shift. Like the dog downstairs on my side, he has the evening shift from like 5 to like 8, I guess. And then after that, the crazier dog got the shift all night. Because my mother used to tell me, it's hyenas around here. That's why I'm having a dog like that. Just to make sure we'll keep us safe and stuff. I believed every word of it because I was like, it's crazy out here. Like roosters is out here killing me. It must be true. These African animals are serious. So one day, I'm thinking I'm still within my means. It ain't late. The other dog ain't come out for a shift. He just inside chilling. So I'm like, I'm chill. I'm with all the neighborhood kids. Mind you, the neighborhood kids, they took time to clown me for my nice clothes and stuff. They're like, oh, yeah, better. That means like, you a foreigner, ha, 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 ha. They just laughing me out. And I always found it confusing. But yeah, so I'm with my little nice clothes. I had the little LA Gear light up shoes, right? So we cool. And it had to be around like 5 o'clock because I remember the sun setting. I remember that specifically. So the way it worked, right? The house is behind this like metal kind of flimsy gate, like with the sheet metal and some wood and stuff. So, I'm just with the kids, and the stairs are right here. The stairs to the house. We just by the stairs, and the door will be right there where the phone is. So, we chilling, having a good time. The door open. The next thing you know, the dog that's on second shift just bursts out. Mind you, before anything, before all this, all I'd ever seen of this dog was just the rumblings of his shack during the day. If you like poke it, because I'm a kid, I like to do crazy things. Poke it, all like that, right? So this dog busts out, and he's like, coming right for me. I'm sorry, like every bit of my instinct kicked right in. I just started running up the stairs. Mind you, the kids ain't even moving. They just stayed right there. All they saw was my feet and a bunch of lights just going up the stairs like a casino. And they just started dying laughing. All I could feel was just this dog is right here. If he catch me, I'm gonna die. So I'm just running, and I had to turn to hit 2, so I did the tight turn like that, and then I just run. Open the door fast as I can, close the door. Like a week later, he fought the dog that be on the first shift, and he punished that dog. And mind you, that dog's scary. So I was like, oh my God, that dog crazy. I survived. So I made it away from him. Mind you, his name was Tiger. So I felt like I was being chased by a tiger too. So it was that. And then the holidays, that was when, it got even crazier. So the rooster, I already established I can't mess with the rooster. I'm gonna leave him alone. Leave him alone. But then my grandfather brought a goat over. So I'm thinking, all right, I got a new friend. Got my man a goat. Yeah, good goat. So they put him in the balcony. We upstairs, they put him in the balcony. And they basically told me, don't do nothing with that.
Okay.
So I go over, I open the door. I want to see my friend the goat. I open that door. This goat gets up running after me so fast. And I gotta run through all these rooms, like, oh my God, flipping around, throwing chairs in his way, slamming doors. All I heard once I slammed the doors, like right on the door. He hit the door with his horns, like throwing like that, right? So by now I'm traumatized. I always stay with my cat. That's why I like cats to this day, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a cat person. I don't care what y'all say. They're cool. So I'm just with the cat chilling, just petting. I'm just like, man, I'm traumatized. I don't trust nothing out here that ain't human. And even humans can't be trusted that much. So I'm just petting the cat. After that, I think my grandfather must have heard I was having a hard time with these animals. This is where it gets dark. So early in the morning, it had to be. That probably was my first time waking up like at 5 or something. I didn't know what time it was. My mom knocked out asleep. My grandfather would wake me up. Hey, come on. Bring me up, take me outside. It's him, my brother, and my uncle, and that goat. At first, I'm scared. I'm like, oh, what's going on? I'm scared. And then they just like, nah, chill, we got you. And I'm like, they pull out this big old blade. It's Christmas time now. So I just thought, I'm like, I just start smiling like, they pin them down and all that. I just be like, yeah. Normally most kids would be squeamish and they wouldn't like what they seen and all that. I think had I been here, I probably wouldn't have been fooled. I would have been like, nah, this ain't right. He didn't do nothing. But he did a whole lot of something. He almost knocked me out. So I watched. I saw it all. I'm not gonna get into detail, but you pretty much know what happened. It's very red. So I watched and I just smiled and nodded my head. I was like, yeah, don't ever mess with me again. I'm from America.
Oh Lord.
That's how I got that acting. I just got so big headed with it. And then later on that day, my grandma saw that rooster. And I just stayed up top. I was like, nah, I'm staying up top. So it was on the top of the chair, on the top of the stairs, rather. I'm just looking down. And she's just like, yeah, you all right, don't worry. I was like, I ain't coming down. I don't care. I ain't gonna know. That thing that caught me too many times. I don't want to mess with it. So I was watching, and that's the first time I just seen. I never known it, but she just did what she did. He just running around, just like a little fountain and stuff. And I'm just cackling and laughing, like, ha, ha, ha.
Because all these animals that attacked you. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Moral of the story: don't mess with no animals from Africa. They're dangerous.
That's dangerous. I'm listening. It's true. You have a witness out there. A witness testified. Said that's true. The animals be getting down. Oh man. Thank Jonathan for a little storytelling time. Woo! So now, since I was talking about MD 2020, and I thought it was vision, it'd be right to go ahead and tell a vision story. So, I wear glasses. I have on clear contacts now. Been wearing them for some years now, but I do switch up, and wear my glasses. So, my glasses up there, I can't see anything. Them Jones probably like this. Okay, they make my eyes look pretty big when I wear them, and it's fine. I embrace that, beautiful wisdom what's out there, right? But anyways, one day I woke up. It was just a normal day, regular day. Now I woke up and opened my eyes, And yeah, the day before it was interesting because the day before I had been like for that week almost. I mean, my grandmother kept carrots, a lot because she grew carrots, so there were always carrots in the house. And I was eating just a lot of carrots. We was just going to the refrigerator, get carrots and just eat them. So this particular day, I woke up and I was like, I was moving around. It's normal, like okay. And something happened. I had to pick up something, and I realized, and I was like, oh my God, I can read this without my glasses. I was like, this is unbelievable. So I started picking up things, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, God, oh my God, God can heal me. I was like, thank you, Jesus. God can heal me. I can see, I can see. Oh my God, like I've been praying. God has healed my vision. I was like, thank God, y'all. I was crying. I was praising God. Like, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I can see God can heal me. And you all have to understand how involved I was in the church and everything. Always church service, revivals, all of this, right? So I'm like, oh my God, I can see. I can see it. I went upstairs. I'm crying. I got tears coming down my eyes because God gave me 2020. I didn't have to have a surgery or any of that. And then finally, I realized that I went to sleep in my contacts for the first time and did not take them off. And so at that time, and I really was buying into it because I had been eating the carrots. So I was like, oh my God, these things really have medicinal purposes. It was able to heal my eyesight. And so now I have 2020. I was sitting there foolishly. I was really in there praising God, though, crying. I had real tears and everything because I just knew I had been healed until I realized that I did not take out any contacts. And I was new to contacts, so it was very much a habit for me not to go to sleep in them. I was always careful to take them out. But I guess that particular night, I was just exhausted. And I must have been because I didn't remember that morning when I woke up that I still had them in my eyes. So much for my 2020. I still need to have that LASIK, I guess, to get 2020 because it didn't happen that day. Uh, Now there was another time I can remember. I went to, like I said, I'm a Christian, so I went to bed and something, I don't know, I was near the window. I don't know what made the sound, but it woke me out of my sleep, and I thought it was a trumpet.
Oh,
So I thought the rapture was happening. So I woke up, and I was like, God, I'm ready. I was like, what is wrong? I woke up, I was like, I heard the trumpet sound, but it was dark outside, nobody was moving. Then I got disturbed because I was still there. I was like, did I get left behind? Like, what is going on? So, it's like, oh God. I was like, you all don't understand. I need to really stay. I needed to stay in church because I was touched. I was having moments after moment after moment. Uh,
I got an embarrassing story.
yes, oh, great. Michaela has an embarrassing story that she's going to come over and share. Yes, yes, yes. Come on,
All
Michaela.
right. Women and children first. Go right
Oh, you
ahead.
Oh,
got
you
another?
do? Oh, and then, oh, yes, we got Zion. Now, Zion's going to come and share in the storytelling. Come on,
Yeah.
Mr. Z.
Okay. Anyway, this isn't really a funny story. It's more a cautionary tale about how you should live your life. It's just a warning to all the dozens of people who are watching online and the dozens who are here listening to me at this moment. Please heed this story with great caution. I was 3 to 4 years old. The only reason I remember this is because it was one of my first memories when I was visiting Liberia for the first time. We were on my grandfather's farm, and yes, as our friend Jonathan spoke of, Africa is a very unique place. But we were in my grandfather's farm deep in the interior, and his farm has like a lot of animals. And one animal in particular that I was fascinated by were the chickens that were close to the house because he would let them free graze and roam about. And I always had this thought that, chickens are birds and birds have wings and birds can fly. So I said to myself, one of these days I'm going to get on one of my grandpa's chickens. I'm going to fly and then I'm going to actually be lifted off the ground. It's going to be an amazing experience. This is where the caution comes in, friends. So while the chickens were grazing, there was one chicken that was kind of solitary by itself, not moving. And I was thinking, great, I'm going to get right behind it. I'm going to sneak, I'm going to jump up on it, and it's going to be so startled it'll just flap its wings and start to fly off. And I'm thinking, this is going to be the best thing ever. Who wouldn't have thought of this before? So I walk up to the chicken. I creep. My grandpa's in the background watching, so he sees this, mindful of what's about to happen, but just wanting to see it play out. So I walk up, I creep, and then finally, when I'm close enough, I lunge at the chicken and I try to grab its wings, but I didn't realize that the chicken was tinier than me. So it flaps its wings a bit, it makes me fall, and then it turns around and it pecks me on the knee. And not just like a simple peck, a peck where the beak is actually stuck in the knee. So not only is it stuck in the knee and it's flapping its wings trying to escape, it actually is starting to cause some damage, which is causing damage to my knee. So I'm bleeding, I'm crying, the chicken's flapping its wings, it's trying to escape, and my grandfather, known as the God of Mercy, came with a machete and actually cut the head of the chicken, pulled the beak out, and I was laying strewn on the farm grounds with my knee bleeding and crying, and he tended to me. How he tended to me, I don't know. However, this cautionary tale doesn't have a full ending because I always carry the mark of that incident. In fact, it's not big, but it's still a small reminder. Yes, you get to look at my hairy leg. So that tiny little dent right there, you're not gonna see it. Oh, don't let the dozens of people see it.
Why are you showing it then?
Because I want you to know there's a physical mark to my cautionary tale. All stories have all stories leave a mark, literal and figurative and actual. So that is my cautionary tale. Whether you found humor in it or not, I honestly don't care. But just be mindful of the animals that are domestic and the animals that are supposed to be free. That chicken was born to be free. And now he is free. And now he is free. Somewhere. Anywhere. I don't know where. But he's free somewhere. All right, Tata.
Oh my God.
Let me just say this: the chickens in Africa are gangster.
At least you didn't have to walk around with a chicken head in your knee.
Oh my God! I'm really, oh mercy, that is too much. Oh my God! But Caleb's gonna come and share.
I was. I don't know. I'm kind of traumatized.
No, please, you have to come. No. Oh, we're so sorry. We're so glad you survived that moment, Mr. Z. Thank you.
You walking just fine.
I'm always gonna think of a chicken head like whenever I see him now. It's crazy. Okay, my story is more embarrassing than funny. So, as some people might know, I've been dancing like most of my life. When I was 15, I was in this dance company that was founded by two former Alvin Ailey dancers. So, we were in their company and they had these dances there. You can tell it kind of based off of the Alvin Ailey style, slow and long and like very churchy.
Yeah.
So one time we had a performance in the church and we were doing one of those dances and the dances require you to stand up in a chair. And you're doing the long dances with your hands and you have a fan and you're like fanning yourself and all that stuff. So we're in a church, we're about to perform, we're dancing, and it comes to the part where we have to get out of our chair and we have to stand up in the chair to do the fan dance. I stand in my chair, and as soon as I put my arm out to hold the fan, the chair slams me inside. And every time I think about it, I imagine a shark. Like it slammed my whole body in, so I'm just teetering in this chair like a stilt walker. And for some reason, I can't fall over. I don't know if I was afraid to fall over and fall down the stairs, or my body just wouldn't allow me to, but I was trying to because I couldn't get out of the chair. And I look out in the audience while I'm just like teetering. Everybody else is just dancing around me. Everybody else is dancing around me while I'm teetering in the chair. And then I look out in the audience, I see this little boy laughing at me. And I guess it was maybe his dad came and just pulled me out of the chair, like just with one arm finally. And I just caught on the moves, I just went down like nothing happened. But I was just so embarrassed, and finally it ended. And I went to the back, and apparently they were using this footage to advertise their dance company. So they're like, yeah, I guess we can't use it. They didn't ask if I was okay or nothing. They're like, I guess we can't use this footage no more. And then it's time for us to go out and do our, to bow and do all that stuff. And I was like, I'm not going back out there. After that, like, I'm definitely not going back out there. The husband of the person whose dance company was came to me and, told me this nice story about his wife and, how she got embarrassed during the performance one time. But, she shook it off and went. And he was like, yeah, come on. Take my hand. Just come on. He thought it was like an after-school special that I was about to come out. I was like, I'm not going out there. I just said I'm not going out there. So I didn't go back out there. And then I went home and told my mom about it. And she could see the bruises on my legs from where the chair, I still have it from where the chair clamped me. And I'm expecting like sympathy or something. She just busts out laughing too. She's crying. And to this day, anytime I mention it, she just starts crying, laughing. I never got sympathy for that situation. And it's recorded somewhere. So that's the story. Thank you.
That's bad. No, that's bad. That's bad. Just to be caught in a chair like that and get, moving, teetering in front of everybody, stairs on one side, embarrassment, shame on that. That is, no, because she did not get something. We must stop. We have to take a moment. Michaela, we're so sorry. We're very sorry that happened. We're so sorry.
Appreciate it.
Okay, you're okay.
Teetering.
I'm sorry.
It's like this.
It's like a skill.
Criminal
like
is
I was in between, my body wouldn't let me go. I don't know.
She was holding on. She was like, hey, I'm going to survive this moment. I think we all can, and you all online, please share your stories in the chat. I know you don't like to necessarily come in, but you have to share your embarrassing stories, your funny stories. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. As far as being embarrassed in public places, I think I have a degree in that. Falling downstairs. I mean, the way I've fallen off buses, I think I can just write a story. Metro buses. Okay, I've fallen off buses where I swear something pushed me. If I didn't know any better, my sister was not with me, I would have thought something pushed me. There is no way possible, but I promise you, I'm in the habit of flying. And I mean, I must fly because the way these things happen, you have to be able to. I'm standing on the top scale. Like when you pay the bus driver, when you right there, right? I'm leaving off the bus. I took one step down. Next, I know I'm flying into first on my belly. Into the fence, from the bus to the fence. There's no way possible. There was no ice on the floor. There was nothing, on the ground, nothing. And I slid right into the fence so hard that the fence marks were left on my face. I had leaves, my glasses were on crooked, they were sideways. My sister was with me and in absolute stitches. She was cracking up. And this older gentleman who was more fragile was going to try to help me up. And I'm thickums, okay? So my sister is standing there and she goes over, oh, no, sir, I'm going to help her up. And she looks at him and said, she's too heavy for you. I'm like, oh, so you just going to add more into this, right? While she is laughing, she could not stop laughing. Then we get to church and she tells everybody, because leaves were in my hair. She had to pick leaves out of my hair. The dry leaves, because so it tells you it was in the fall season, right? I do not know. Another time I fell off the bus, and I promise you guys that when I fell off, I had on some tight-fitting pants, the flexible ones, stretchable, and they were blue. You know how they have it all dyed up good, nice and blue. They were beautiful. Man, I fell off the bus. It was raining. Don't you know where I landed? The dye came out the pants, and it was on the ground. the blue dye was on the ground from my knees, and it was white. My knees were white. We were pants. I mean, were white. I was like, oh my God. The people there were laughing. I mean, the bus stories, the public shame and embarrassment. And since we were talking about Africa, I thought about when I was there. Again, I thought could fly. I was at the Temple of Isis. We're there. I'm viewing. I had my camera, and I'm like, looking around, just taking it all in, and I trip up. And y'all, I thought Isis had given me wings to fly. I thought I was flying until I saw that limestone, that concrete in my face. I just kissed it, and then I was rocking like a boat on the Nile. Okay, I mean, I slapped the concrete, my body. I like did a belly walk. Okay, I survived it. But these are the embarrassing things. You try to hold it together because you really I ain't gonna cry for all these people. This is so embarrassing. But then part because I was actually kind of hurt. But but it's like these types of things that continue to take me down. And another story I had is when I had the full body massage in Africa. I've told this story. I will never, ever do a full body massage again. Because see, I'm not the person that normally would do a massage, period. I mean, I'm just not that person. So I'm out of town, but I was going to do it. Somebody had told me, hey girl, this thing is the bomb. This thing, massage, oh my God, it was so good. I feel like I'm healed. I've come to Africa. I've been healed by the medicinal, this and this of Africa, these African hands, blah, 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 blah. It was a true spiritual experience happening in Egypt. I'm like, oh my God, I want to experience that, And we've been in and out of these tombs and places, and so I'm like feeling it, I'm like, man, yeah, because, I'm feeling it. I need to I definitely need a massage. This is rough, So I go in there and I'm like, okay, y'all. I tell you, it was like a well on ice. I will never ever again. It was on plastic instead of a sheet, and the oil, I slid from one side of that small bed to the other side of the small bed. I slid off of trying to get off. Then after, and that happened after the slip and slide event, it was like Disney on ice. I swear for goodness, I never ever again when they get me to do this, I'm sliding trying to get off because I'm just slippery. They cannot help me because I'm slippery. They are slippery. So everybody's trying to get me. So then to get to the shower is just a couple of feet from the bed. It was like right there at the top part of the bed. I'm trying to get from there to get in the shower locks. It clogs, probably from all that sauce that's on me, that butter sauce, whatever it was that they were using to do the massage. It's supposed to be oil, but it was more like a cream sauce. I don't know what the creamy butter sauce was, but that's probably what clogged the darn thing in the shower. The shower started to fill up. The door locked. We could not turn the shower off. The shower locked. So here I am in my God-given birthday suit. And then what happened after that, they had to call maintenance. And the shower is see-through. Everything's see-through. So I'm in there acting a fool because I'm like, I'm going to break it if y'all don't get me out of here. I ain't finna die. All I can think is I ain't finna die in the shower naked in Egypt. I got to get out. So I'm hitting on the thing. I'm like, yeah, I got to get out. They're like, okay, we're calling maintenance. The maintenance come. I said, no, the maintenance can come here. They can't send me back. They can't send me back. Like, what are y'all doing? I'm talking about. I was like, that's like, okay, calm down. They're going to see if they can turn it off from the outside. They're going to try to turn it off from the outside. So they ended up doing something on the outside. Finally, the water started going down. I'm able to get out of the shower. You talking about, I was so traumatized after that. I said, I don't want another massage. I don't want anything. It was, I felt like a turkey, a butterball turkey at Thanksgiving that just got buttered up to put in the oven. That is just what I feel, because that is exactly what happened. So, when somebody tells you that something, you better check that against some other witnesses to make sure that is actually the case, so they won't have you in butter-rich sauce somewhere in the world, getting embarrassed, slipping and sliding. Man, I promise you, I should have come back and filled out an application for Disney on Ice, because I probably would have gave a perfect performance, because I learned all of it. right there in those moments. Those, well, how long was I there? Maybe 25 minutes. I should have known. I was holding on. Y'all don't understand. I was holding on to that table with dead life. I was like this, okay? And every time we moved, it was a slide. It was like, turn over, how am I going to turn over? I felt like a pork chop being broiled. I could not, how was I going to turn over? I couldn't hold on to nothing. Everything was just saucy. I left saucy. Okay, that's how I left. And embarrassed. And embarrassed. So I would never ever do that again. You guys, this has been awesome. Thank you for listening to Story Time. I want to thank Michaela, Jonathan, Lindsay all for joining in, okay? The Story Time telling, it was great. We had a good time laughing. I hope you all will look at this later. You need a good laugh. You need your spirits lifted, and you need to be cheered up. That you remember the art of telling stories and how great they are to lift one's spirits and to give you something to laugh at, especially if you're feeling a little down or you just need to unwind. So I hope you were able to do that with us this evening. You know, we love you here at Sankofa. We hope that you will come by and visit us during the week, or you will go online and check it out. And also, you know, please always, if you want, if you're looking for somewhere to donate, please feel free to go online, and it's a Q code on there where you can also donate, okay, to Sankofa and all of the work they do here, as well as in the community. Okay, we appreciate your support and love you. Have an awesome week, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Yay! Tuesdays with Dr. Traci.